Hello everybody, Peter here again for another adventure. Doing a little bit of magnet fishing today, a little bit of mudlarking, and why don't I just lump all my hobbies together and call it what it is, rednecking. Because I mean, I got my camouflage and I look straight up like a redneck, so I'm just out here doing some rednecking today. Why don't we just call it that? And the water is so low, so it is a perfect time to do a little exploring. That's all I gotta say. And first find of the day, I got this really awesome stick. A beaver made me this stick. Well, can't say for sure he was thinking about me when he made it, but man, that's like a straight stick. If you know, look at that. That's a straight stick, and that could be a great walking stick or something. Sure could, but I don't want to carry that around. So let's get to looking around and magnet fishing and, well, rednecking. Stay tuned for more exciting video clips. So the water is low right now, and it is the special time to find treasures right now. I found a little pipe, something right here, nothing special. A little piece of a sign. Oh, look on this rock, a little baby crayfish claw. Someone's been eating them. And trying to read what the sign says. I can't really make it out, but it's kind of cool. It's something. And just as I was getting ready to record this, I looked over here and I saw some kind of big giant metal something right here. Ugh. You see that? You see what I'm looking at? I'm gonna have to try to work that out of there. I don't know what that is, but that is big. So big. So tune into the next clip. Alright, so the mystery is solved. Not about this iron thing, but about this big stick. I was wondering as to why Mr. Beaver might have cut that down for me. I was wondering, was it a pole vault stick? Was it a javelin stick? But no, it's a pry bar. I had to use it to pry this big iron thing out of the mucky muck. And I don't know what it is. It's some kind of cast iron cover thing. So that's interesting. Been down there for a while. I wish I would have brought my hammer with me. I would have banged on it and knocked off some of the rust and taken a look at it. And I don't know, I guess I'll carry it around my bucket. It's not terrible. It's something, it's a treasure. It's interesting. I was amused by it. I enjoyed finding it. So there we go. Some kind of whatchamacallit. This out, here's a whole school of fishies. I don't know what kind they are. I would have to say that they're mostly aquatic. They seem to be thriving in the water, under the water. But there's a lot of them, a whole big school of 2 or 3 inch long fishies. I'm trying to see what they are. I think they're probably baby suckers, if I had to guess. I don't know if anybody else can see that. Quite a reflection there. There you go. Yeah, I'd have to say that they're suckers of some kind. I'm gonna have to start bringing my net. Look at that. And another news, upon further investigation of this iron thing, aka banging it on a rock, I think it's an old wheel rotor. Mystery solved. It's a rusty old wheel rotor. Ain't that something? Moving on, more adventures to do. Hey everybody, I'm gonna give you a few tips about how to be a professional mudlarker or scavenger or a redneck finder of things. Rule number 1, if you want to be a good finder of things or mudlarker, sometimes you just gotta look under things to find other things. So like for example, this little cave here, I am looking under a bigger thing to find another thing. And sometimes it's just what you gotta do. So rule number 1, sometimes you gotta look under things to find other things. You know? So I'm gonna get down and dirty and get in this here cave and see what kind of things I can find. Because rule number 1, if you want to find some things, sometimes you gotta look under some other things. Alright. Hey everybody. Rule number 2 for being a good mudlarker or finder of things
Rule number 1 was sometimes you gotta look under things. Rule number 2 is sometimes you gotta look deep within things. Like for example, this cave, this man-made cave underneath big heavy rock things. Sometimes you gotta kind of look deep within things. And the thought may occur to you, I hope this big giant man-made structure doesn't come down on top of my head. But that's okay. You want to dismiss that thought when it comes to you when you're looking for treasures, because treasures may not be found unless you risk decapitation, and you just got to get used to that. So if you want to be a good finder of things, you got to look, sometimes you got to look deep within things, like this here man-made structure that might come down on my head. Rule number 3 for being a good finder of things: have yourself a good digging tool. I got this here hook thing that I made out of an old paint roller thing, and oh look, an old-fashioned driving nail. That's kind of cool. Wow, that's cool. Rule number 3: have yourself a digging tool. Because when your arms are short, like mine, and you don't want to like completely get all covered in fungus and yucky stuff, you gotta have a digging tool. I got this one, and I call it Aunt Jemima, because she helps me find sweet things like treasures and stuff. So rule number 3: have yourself a digging tool. Oh. Come on, Aunt Jemima, let's find some sweet things. I also call my wife that too, but that's not PG, so we won't go into that. Well, let's see what I can find way back here in the old cave, Rooney. So far, I found a lot of other stuff that I'm not necessarily looking for. But that doesn't necessarily mean you won't find things that you are looking for, because more often than not, you find things that you weren't looking for in the first place. So, just because I'm finding things that I wasn't intending on looking for, doesn't mean I won't find things that I intended on finding, that I didn't know I was gonna find. So that's why you just gotta look anyways. You just never know. Hi everybody. Whilst applying rules number 1, 2, and 3 of being a good finder of things, I was exploring cave number 2 here, and I think I found something interesting. Have a look. See if I can switcheroo you right here. Hang on. I pulled an old grandma move and stopped recording. Let me just do this. You see that back there? That's something made out of metal. Alright? So what we're gonna do here, set this camera thing up right here like this, and I'm gonna try to get something back there. Alright? That's what we're gonna do. So for one, we're gonna get the old magnet. Oh yeah, that's something metal right there. Rule number 4. Try not to get soaking wet with the swampy, slimy water. Swampy, slimy water. Rule number 5. You just may have to. Alright, what do we got here? What is this mystery? This mystery in the deep here. It needs to be revealed. Let's get it. Let's work on it. Let's get it. Rule number 6. You can't be afraid of decapitation. If by chance you get decapitated in the process of finding a really cool treasure, it's worth it. I would have to remove that rock there, which I could, which would take time, to see what that giant steel plate is back there. Would it be worth it? Just in case I got decapitated, yes it would. But would it be worth it to use up all my outdoorsy playtime just for that? Probably not. So rule number 7 is decide when it's not worth it. And to me, that comes shortly after decapitation. So I don't want to use up all my outdoorsy playtime, so moving on. That treasure is just gonna have to remain there. Rule number 8 of being a good mudlarker and rednecker and finder of things: always stay hydrated. Thankfully, I just happened to find this brand new unopened Arizona tea in that cave there while I was digging, so I can stay hydrated. Tastes like vintage. Just kidding, I brought this tea with me. I am a mudlarker. I'm doing things you'd probably never do. Well, you can come on my journeys. All you gotta do is like my YouTube. Ooh. You can come on my journeys and find my treasures too. Ooh. So please like my YouTube. Did somebody lose their couch? There's some kind, oh, it's a mattress. Did somebody lose their mattress? I found it in the water. Check it out, everybody. I found a spikaroo, a big old spikaroony. And I think it had some kind of loopy on the top at one time, because that's all long gone. And look at that, that's what remains of the big old spike. Well, I think I gotta call it a wraps. That's all for today, but see you next time on our adventures. I do a lot of mudlarking and magnet fishing. Lots of things you probably wouldn't do. But you can come along on my adventures. You just gotta like my YouTube. Seriously, I need more than 3 subscribers. Like, subscribe, share. See you next time. What you didn't see on camera is I found another spikaroo and a metal pipe. It had a bunch of rocks rusted to it, but I'm not interested in metal pipes with rocks rusted to it. But I'm gonna keep these metal spikes. But for real now, I really gotta go. This is it. I'm going now, for real. For real, I really am.